barb.
A barb?
Barb.
Yeah. Are you a barb?
What is a barb?
You like Nicki Minaj?
No.
So you're not a barb?
No.
She literally just transformed into Vince McMahon at the end.
He needs some milk.
Officer, I'm sorry. I know I was speeding.
First name?
Frida.
Last name?
Go, ma'am.
You're free to go, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a great
Wait,
day.
what?
عدت شو اخبارك؟ قم بسرعة شو اخبارك؟ ان شاء الله بخير قوموا ورا درب الشارجة
How in the world did Luigi, a leprechaun, Mr. Clean, and the 7 dwarves get in the same bed? My gosh, this is the Snow White movie we all wanted.
Bio says ladies free all night.
She's a 7 but has a high body count.
A 1.
Like how high is high though?
20 plus.
Really?
Yeah. Because like, you know, like why, but at that point it's like, you know, why are you going crazy?
Yeah.
Anything more than 5 is kind of crazy, not gonna lie. And anything after 5, she turns into the first slice of bread because everybody touches her, but nobody really wants her. Now guys, I'm gonna save a lot of your guys' life because whenever you're with a girl and you see this in her room, best advice I can give you, run.
I'm sorry, Mr. Whitaker. I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, God help me.
Gentlemen, that's the borderline personality flag. This is the type of girl that would say she's not religious, but she's spiritual. This is the type of girl that would cheat on you and blame it on the fact that she is a Gemini. I can just smell the incest and stale weed from here.
What's your age?
26 on February 22nd. So I'm 25 right now.
Are you single?
I am single.
Why do you think that is?
Because I want to be. I have a couple of boyfriends. I hope they're not watching. Maybe like 4 or 5. So I guess I'm single. I am single.
I mean, but what's it like dating 5 people at the same time?
It's just like juggling. You have to be talented.
Are you sleeping with all 5 of them?
Not all of them. Depends on the situation.
Why not all? What's the deciding factor?
Well, there's different guys for different situations. Some guys, I just want to go to... I forgot that I'm recording this.
Some guys you just want to what?
There's different purposes for different tools.
One's a shovel, one's a knife, one's a fork.
Yeah, honestly, the one that I'm fucking, never gonna get in a relationship with him. He doesn't have a job, finances, none of that.
So why even open yourself up to a guy like that?
Great dick.
Now, according to the book of King Bustanut, section Ascalapulation Scriptures of 69, it states, if a girl ever makes you wait for the pee, my guy, she gave it to another dude for free. Look at her outfit. She's wearing a big giant red flag. Not surprised. Female promiscuity is ruining the dating scene.
Women are not desirable right now. Everyone's a Kim Kardashian clone. I asked you earlier, what don't men want? And you said promiscuity. Well, that seems about the only thing that's being offered right now. When I open my Instagram and I've got butt cheeks and I'm going, people are like, I don't understand why no one wants to, this woman's been married 4 times. I'm like, well, I can understand it because even if men think they want it in the short term, when you see a girl, she's half naked, she looks good. Yeah, sure. You probably do want to have sex with her. I bet you're wired that way. You're hardwired that way. Yeah. But then what happens after you have sex with her and you realize that so did 20 other dudes
100%.
in the same week, you don't want her.
You nailed it. You absolutely not only nailed it.
Meanwhile,
I was like eating your and he's like, does this feel good? And you're like, I hate you.
I will kind of jump in on that because I teach guys not to actually ask that question because it tends to lead towards them looking like a
Yes.
However, here's what I tell guys to ask if they're going down on a girl. I tell them to tell their woman, you're only allowed to say 4 words. Those 4 words are harder, softer, faster, slower.
Oh, that's hot.
I've just given you everything you need to communicate to me how to make you all.
You know what my 4 words are? Did you shower today?
Did you wash your ass today?
And yeah, no, I can't taste anything. Well, you didn't even try it.
Haram.
What is your favorite meal to cook?
Cook? I don't really cook. Like, I just like.
So you don't cook at all for your man?
No, like, yeah. That's all I do. I don't really cook.
Do you think that makes up for cooking?
Yeah, I cook a lot of. So, yeah, I'd like rather like call Uber Eats for them while I like ask any guy right now like if they'd rather me or like cook for them, like they'd say like for me to.
So you think if we asked any guy right now if they'd rather you kiss or cook for him, they would all say
yeah.
I guess they're gonna have to let us know in the comments.
I bet you simps are too busy getting thirst trapped to realize her necklace. And that necklace right there tells you everything you need to know.
Someone tells you that they're sick and tired of your shit, tell them that you're tired and shit of their sick. Let's see how that one feels, bitch. See, to knock their 2 front teeth, uppercut, 2 left hooks, jab to the stomach, kick them in the shin. Call it a day. Boom!
My name's Courtney, and where are you from?
I'm from England.
And why did you first come to Korea?
So I was here as an English teacher initially, and then I ended up meeting my husband.
How is it like being married to a Korean as a foreigner?
It definitely had its kind of ups and downs, like a lot of cultural differences, and the way like we would do things often resulted in like a lot of arguments.
And what cultural differences were there?
It was mostly just about like the way we would speak to each other. I love to like banter and kind of roast people, and he sometimes found it disrespectful. So we were together for 4 years, married for 3 years, and like we just recently started the process of getting a divorce.
And would you date or marry a Korean guy again?
Probably not. The only time that I think I would is if they were like Gyopo, like if they were from like if they've been brought up in like Western country.
First of all, we can all agree that women are not funny. Second of all, British humor isn't for everyone. I admire this man's mental fortitude for listening to British jokes for 4 years.
I can't stand listening to niggas from London rap. Pop, top, did it pop, pop, pop. When it come, and it cop, when it cop, cop. And it go, did it throw, and it hop, and it baby, did it hop. That shit sounds ridiculous.
You marry me, baby, because I love you and I want you to be my baby for the rest of our lives, and I want to die next to you. I want to be that couple that lives next to your mom and sits on rocking chairs and drinks wine at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
A very wise man once said, if you treat her like a celebrity, she'll treat you like a fan. This brother is doing it all wrong. Because according to the book of King Bust-a-Nut, section Asclepiation scripture of Hoology, it states, if you're too nice of a guy, her coochie will get crusty and get exceptionally dry. Guys, a man getting married today is like a man dropping the soap bar in prison, because you will just get bent over and get screwed right in the bungle hole. Because gentlemen, listen to this.
Men that are 40 years old, they still don't know what they want. They're still not ready to commit.
You're going to come to a crossroads and understand the pros and cons to a relationship or a marriage. And you have to weigh the options, like, does it benefit me or does it not benefit? So them being married or getting into a relationship has nothing to do with their ability to get women or not get women.
So do you think men think there's no benefit to being married?
A lot of them, it's actually worse if they get married. It's like a huge risk.
Why?
For the woman, she has the opportunity to get the kids automatically. She gets to have half of his earnings. They have the opportunity to be able to get alimony. They have the opportunity to own assets that they didn't work for. What does this man benefit for if it doesn't work out? He actually loses.
She proves our point exactly. Women never listen at any age. You see, my friend is going through a nasty divorce right now, and he always tells me that being single, living on your own is the best choice. Because remember, gentlemen, there is no woman out there more beautiful than your freedom. Because no matter what you do, no matter how nice you are, a woman is always single no matter what.
Women are always single. Always single. They always keep their options open. Women are never celibate. Ever. Ever. I hate to say it, my Christian brother. Women are never celibate. Women always misrepresent themselves. And the biggest mistake that you could make is to believe them. Again, you're going to hear me say this. Believe what they do, not what they say. And you'll be so much better. Women, are always wired to want the best. And they will sniff out the best and do whatever for what is the best in their mind. If she doesn't want you, you are not the best. Unload her. Unload her. You want someone who thinks that you are the best. And that's it. You never want to be someone's backup plan or someone's second best. Once she's gone, you don't get her back by getting better. Look, honey, I'm working out. That ship has sailed, my brother.
This man is speaking straight facts. Because remember, gentlemen, she's never the one, she is the one for all.
Guys that get laid, and interviewing the men that have been screwed by divorce has made me had a completely different point of view of women. Because what I found out was that the guys that get screwed over in divorce tend to be the simp category, where they think women are these awesome angels. They could never do no wrong. All you have to do is find a good woman and treat her well, and you'll have a good life. And those are the ones that I just saw getting screwed over in divorce. It wasn't the rich guys. It wasn't the incels. It was the traditional men that wanted to get married semi-young, usually in their 20s, and have a good life.
Isn't it crazy that women will reward bad behavior in men while punishing the good behavior in men? A wise man once said, she will break rules for the alpha and make rules for the beta. Gentlemen, don't be a disciple of the soy and a beta male like this guy.
This is a day in the life of a beta male. I wake up at 7 a.m. and immediately jump on Instagram. I like to start my day with anger and outrage. The videos I hate the most are made by Content Machine. At 9 a.m. I start my workday. I don't particularly like this job, but it pays the bills. I make enough money to just barely stay in the class I was born into. At 9:15, I take a break by looking at hot girls on Instagram. At 1 p.m., I quietly admire my coworker Amanda from a distance. I fantasize about what it would be like to be with her. In moments like this, I think of the quote, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation." I wonder if today will be the day I muster up the courage to ask her out.
If you treat your girl like a queen, she's gonna treat you like a king. No, I would actually argue, like most dudes who are like tricking and simping on chicks, a lot of women actually have contempt for the dudes that are simping and tricking and doing all that shit, doing all this extra shit. Let me get you flowers on the first date. Nah, you don't really respect that dude. You actually kind of like the guy who's kind of the bad boy. A lot of women, I'm not saying all women, but I look at what's going on, especially among like younger women, for example, in college. Women literally say this. They like bad boys.
Immature women, probably the 18-year-olds that were
you give your best years to arguably the worst men, and then by the time you're 30, you're all jaded and you've been through a bunch of toxic, trashy men, which excite you to some degree, and you're not satisfied with the otherwise good or nice guys. You curve the like guys who would actually give you commitment, who would treat you well. They don't excite you. They're boring. You much rather chase after the divided attention of some boy or playboy type of dude.
There's this saying that goes, if you treat her like royalty, she'll treat you like a peasant. If she didn't want you in her prime, then don't save her in her decline.
When you were at your peak value, you had zero interest in monogamy. But then you find a man who's 35 at his peak value. When he was 19, no girl spoke to him. When he was 23, he was broke. When he was 24, he had no life experience. He finally gets to the point where he's now at his peak value. Him at 35 is you when you were 19. You did whatever you wanted in your peak. Now I'm finally got there. And I had to work for my shit. Gold and L'Oreal gave you. I had to go through hell to get on this yacht. You got on the yacht with an Instagram DM. I had to buy it. And now you're telling me I need to fucking settle down and behave and grow up?
Meanwhile,
These are the requirements that you need to have in order to date me, a single mom of 3 kids. Number one is that you need to be making at least 130K a year, and you need to have at least 2 side hustles. If you cannot make 130K or more, then you are out of my fucking league. How do you expect to give me money for my kids if you only make 50K a year? Second is I don't date men that are younger than me because for obvious reasons. So if you are 26 and over, then you qualify. 26 to 35 is the age limit. Okay, I feel like 35 is pushing it because they look old as fuck already. I'm 26, I'm a baby, so yeah. You have to have at least 3 cars under your name. Your second car has to have 8 seats because I have 3 kids. So I want them to be comfortable whenever we go with you on a trip or something. You want me to come with you, I'm gonna bring my kids, and you need to have enough space for my kids. So that's why I require you to have an SUV and a vehicle of your own if you're gonna be dating me.
It's always the damn tortas. I honestly don't get how they aren't ashamed to post this. It's crazy that single mothers have a list of requirements of what they want in the next guy, but their baby daddy never met anything near those qualifications. What the heck? Where's ICE? Let them know. I'm sure they have vehicles with 8 seats in them.
Huh? Who the fuck is derogatory and why you keep talking about her? Hello? Alright, you think I'm fucking playing. Who is derogatory?
Love more authentically than women.
Huh?
Oh, this is what I mean by that.
You said say that again.
I said I think men love more authentically than women. And this is why.
I can agree, but go ahead.
Women are in love with love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And because of that, I think you guys are wired to stick anybody in that spot. You can make him fit. You guys are socialized from little girls to fall in love with the process, the pageantry of love, the courting phase and the dates and the, you know what I'm saying? He put his hand on my thigh and we walked down the aisle and all that stuff. On the flip side, when a man figures out that realizes that he's in love, that's not a happy experience. He's like, God damn it. Because that is a responsibility.
He's telling the truth.
He's telling the truth. Now, because again, our 2 jobs are provide and protect. I love her means that I'm willing to die for her. That's not part of your responsibility. Right. So we're not going to be as flippant or as, generous with that love. Plus, we're not socialized to fall in love with the whole process and shit like that.
Wow, this is a first. I really love the fact how they can sit down and have a normal conversation and listen to each other speak while not interrupting. That's very rare nowadays.
Meanwhile,
Mariah, you need to know who your real friends are.
So tell me.
It ain't me. But at the end of the day, you need to know.
I know that.
You need to know.
I know that. I know that.
Let me ask you a question. What makes you marriageable?
Nothing.
Nothing. So nothing makes you marriageable?
No. I mean, I have no debt, no tattoos. I wish I was a little younger, but yeah. No
So that's
debt,
it?
no tattoos.
No debt, no tattoos?
I mean, I'm a nice person. I can cook. I'd be a good mom.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say then that if those are the categories we're looking at, like body count's not even in there, this and that. When we're talking about debt too, how much debt? It's like if you come in a relationship with $10,000 in debt, I don't think men care.
I think the average is $25,000.
That's still not bad. Honestly, $25,000.
Yeah, but the average guy makes like $40,000 a year.
Yeah, and the average amount of time it takes off to pay off $25,000 of debt if you're hyper focused on it, even if you're making
right. But you could say, but
bad.
like this isn't a great sell, right? Like that's what I keep asking. Like, what's in it for the guy? Now you're saying, well, you can get a wife, but now you
no.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying, these things that you say are, very high. Like, don't do it because it's like, okay. So let me ask you a question. Should I pass on a woman if she's very virtuous and she'll give me 4 children. She's super fertile because she has $20,000 in debt. Should I pass on her?
That's up to you.
Yeah, but
I don't.
Right. See,
I don't
that's
say.
what
I don't
mean,
say
right?
shit
That's
or
the thing
shouldn't.
about the red pill that gets me. It's like.
But you keep switching it. I'm not asking you. I'm saying I'm not saying do it or don't do it. I'm saying what's in it for the guy.
So let me get this right. So then if I were to follow Pearl Davis's like entire viewpoint here, I just want to make sure I get it right. I'll steel man it. I'm going to steel man it.
Go ahead.
There's no virtuous women, right? Basically any.
Didn't say none.
Well, okay. Basically any. There's very few virtuous women. And
that's true. You'd agree that's true.
I would agree that there's.
That's true. That's objectively, there's not many.
Yeah, I would agree that
Okay.
it's less than 50%. Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay. So we're on the same.
Okay.
We agree.
So
Okay.
because of that, men, right, they're not going to be left with the choice of getting virtuous women. So they just kind of fuck whoever if they feel like it because that's what's left to them.
I'm saying that's already what's happening.
One thing that we can all say about Pearl is that she's grounded, she's normal, she's not a diva, and she just gets it, which most guys would consider to be almost priceless. Her honesty is what stands out because most girls couldn't be this honest on their dying breath. Pearl is 1000% marriage worthy, especially compared to the average modern woman today.
Does your boyfriend let you have guy friends?
I mean, we're in the same friend group. Like, these are all my friends, and they're all his friends, too. So...
But you don't have any other guy friends outside of that?
I used to, but we all drifted after high school.
How do you think you would feel if you met a new guy and he wanted to hang out with you? As friends.
I wouldn't do it.
But why not, though?
I feel like it's disrespectful.
Because?
I think that girls and guys can't just be friends. That's my opinion.
Okay, why do you feel that way?
Because guys are sexual people, like creatures, sexual creatures. So I feel like girls and guys can't just be friends.
A woman could be sexual too.
Yes, but well, the women I've grown up with are more, they respect themselves. So they wouldn't just go up to a guy and like, you know, let it out.
How do you feel about him having girlfriends?
My friends can be his friends. I mean, and if there's a girl introduced, I'll meet her. And if I don't like her, then no.
Now, gentlemen, this girl right here is what you call a Bigfoot riding a unicorn because you most likely never see it and it's very rare. She values herself, she values her man and the respect of others. Gentlemen, I really hope that you find a girl like this because it's extremely rare. And on that note, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
I don't even know if I can say this, and y'all gonna laugh at me.
I'm not gonna laugh at you. I promise you we're not gonna laugh.
When I grew up, right, and I remember.
No, I'm not laughing at you.